What's up, cunts? Today we are back for the Lightshop episode 4. To do a quick little recap about the previous episode, we've met the investigator who's been hunting down this dumb cunt who supposedly killed someone. If you want to know why he's a dumb cunt, look back to my episode 3 recap. In episode 4, we see our investigator entering the Lightshop and asking if they've seen that man. As he's talking, we see some weird shit happening with his eyes. You're telling me that was some shit a regular person can do? On my glorious king, look goats, heavenly life, this man is dead without a doubt. We're introduced to a new character who works as the fucking Undertaker. Bro, I thought that was just some WWE shit. His job isn't as cool as throwing people through a table, but he still has an interesting trait. We see him embalming a dead woman, and once he's done, he tells a worker to contact the family. When the worker leaves, this dead woman talks and says, "Am I dead?" The Undertaker can hear this shit and says yes. He puts her inside a container and says the world she's going to will be brighter. We're back to the nurse who's ready to start her work. She enters the elevator with some dude that is soaking wet. The man says he wants to go to the ICU, but the nurse says that it's closed off for visitors at night. He questioned the nurse on if the ICU patients will live. The nurse says that she's unsure and it all depends on their will to live. This fucking retarded ass statement. They can't even control their own piss and shit when they're in a coma. The fuck do you mean will to live? The dude gets triggered by this and starts crying. But hold up, this is not no regular ass crying, cause the elevator starts to fill up with water the more he cries. This cunt is not a regular person. It looks like they're about to drown to death until everything goes back to normal. Either this woman was on drugs or this was another ghost. She tries to maintain her composure and gets back to work. We see the nurse moving an alcoholic from the ICU to the general ward. They talk about when he was unconscious, he was hallucinating and talking as if someone was already there. When the nurse puts him in the room, she closes the lights, but he starts being a little bitch and says that, "Oh no, it's too dark, I'm so scared, I need my blankie." The nurse comforts him by saying that she also saw that man. It then pans to a big scar on her head, and she starts to talk about a near-death experience. She says ever since then, she keeps seeing things she's not sure of being human, aka a fucking ghost. She says that these people are always on the border between life and death, and it turns out the person that they both saw at the ICU ward was actually a patient there. We now see a montage of her doing a sweet thing and playing a song to that man's body, called "Come Back to Us." Not on no funny shit, this was hella wholesome. Shit got me feeling all fuzzy inside, especially when you realize she's just returning the favor, as someone did this for her when she was unconscious. The nurse and the medical team are now observing an ICU patient, saying it's a miracle he's still holding on. But the nurse says it's not just his wall we're seeing right now. We then get a montage of nearly every single character we've seen so far being able to hear the sound of a hospital beep. What the fuck does this mean? Apparently, all of the people we've seen so far are on the verge of dying and are actually all of the ICU patients, including the investigator. So I was right, my sugar honey goat is safe. We see the schoolgirl walking until she walks past our creepy hoe. I thought our queen was gonna die high-key, but the creepy hoe said get home safe, which kinda confused me. She's close to home until she meets a man posted up like a fucking pedophile in the playground. Turns out it was the air fucker from episode 1, and this dude is still bitching about a dog barking late at night. She gets freaked out and heads off home to her mom. She apologizes for not bringing the light bulb and says that there was a bunch of weird shit happening. But the entire time she's talking, the mom does not say a single word. I was a bit confused until it panned to the lady that died at the start. Wait, so does this mean the schoolgirl has been living with a ghost this entire time? Or the schoolgirl is dead or close to dying too? Me personally, I think it's the second one, because no way has she been living with a ghost for this long without noticing. Cause excuse me, there's always been creepy shit happening with every single ghost we've seen. The last scene for this episode is the creepy hoe looking through the door, confused, asking, could it be that these two know each other? And that's how the episode ends. One thing I love about this TV show is how it constantly makes us question as to who's dead or not. There were some obvious ones like the investigator in this episode, but one that's still up in the air is the schoolgirl. To be honest, I'm inclined to believe she's dead, especially when you consider she's living with a dead person. But at the same time, how would you try to explain all of the interactions she's had with the school friends, unless they're all dead too? If you like this video, You guys can go watch my previous episode recaps for the Lightshop. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.